judges? Are you talking about who?
I'm talking about all three branches of government, all officers of all three branches. You have legislative, executive, and judicial. All three of them have officers.
And how is it that you're going to change that? How is it that you want to change it? What's your goal? What are you trying to change?
You know, that's a great question, because I know that for me, the moment that I realized that I was breaking the law, I couldn't do it anymore. I'm not a criminal. I'm going to stop, and I'm going to start doing things right. And that's what an honorable person, that's what a leader does. That is just good human temperament. We want to be good people. That should be the very first step in being a good person. And so, you know, the problem is that, as you know, the last time we talked, the last time I was on your show back in June, I had just finished serving all of the 37 state attorney generals, right? I went on after that and I served the 37 state Supreme Courts, same state courts. So now I serve the highest judicial officer after having served the highest executive officer. And then I also went back to DC and I served notice to all of the United States senators and 250 of the United States representatives. They've all been notified. And yet not one of them is talking about this at all. Not one of them is willing to even debate me on the issue. Like, even tell me why I'm wrong. Why is it that a state can act contrary to the Constitution and deprive people of the United States rights that are fundamental to them, and then blame the system when innocence is in prison suffering? That's not all right with me. It's not all right with me. It's not all right with me. It'll never be all right with me.
Okay.
So,
now, the question that I'm going to ask, what is the right that you're looking for to do the right? For people to understand that.
So, the Constitution is what it is. That is the agreed upon code of conduct established by the people. That's the only thing that makes America America. That's the only thing that gives public officials, government officials, their authority and grants them power. Nothing else. So when you willfully choose to violate that which gives you power, and then you claim that it even fucking protects you under some sort of bullshit sovereign immunity, like, these things don't make sense, and yet that's where we're at. Guys, the grand jury is the only thing that protects the innocent from hasty or malicious charges. It is the only step in the entire process that will make sure that innocence doesn't suffer. When you remove that one step, don't be surprised when innocence is suffering in prison, and it does every single day. Trust me, I know. I've been there. I've seen it. There are tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people that are currently suffering in prison today on either crimes that they didn't commit or crimes that they're certainly not guilty of because the state was too lazy to follow the rules, and then just charge loaded them and threatened and intimidated them and forced them into pleading guilty to whatever it was the prosecutor wanted with whatever punishment they demanded. And that's not right. You know, and then you have the system itself, the criminal procedure manual written by Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals judge. And if you go to the preface, paragraph number 4, it says most prosecutors across the United States agree that as much as 15% of people in prison are innocent, but that is an acceptable deviance because our system isn't perfect. We have a judge that says, yes, the innocence is suffering. We all know it, but that's okay because the system isn't perfect. Well, before they say that something is perfect, brother, all I got to say is I would first suggest using it the way it was designed to be used. Don't blame it for your incompetence or laziness, because it's not the system that's wrong, it's you. You're missing the first step, and then you're blaming the system and the laws for your incompetence. It's not right.
You're looking at what is the first step?
The first step is you must be treated as though you're innocent until proven guilty. The point of the grand jury is that it's a fair and neutral proceeding, where a person will walk in off the street based upon an allegation that is laid against him, and he will come in and he will defend himself against those hearsay accusations, and before he can be arrested, he must be given an opportunity to be treated as though he's innocent. Take that away, and now you're guilty until proven innocent because you're already arrested, you're already taken to jail, you're already deprived of your liberty, you're already threatened, intimidated, and forced into pleading guilty because the system has presumed that you're guilty based upon the mere fact of being charged with a crime. That proceeding is there so that when people bring an accusation against you that is unfounded or unwarranted or unjustified, that you will have an opportunity to be able to confront the accusations against you in front of a fair and neutral decision maker, 16 to 23 of your peers, to determine whether or not there's even probable cause to assume that a crime has been committed. A judge should never be making that decision. Not when the prosecutor is bringing that accusation. Not when CPS is bringing that accusation. Or not when the prosecutor's client is bringing that accusation. You have to be in that grand jury. You have to be able to defend yourself, because if you don't, then innocence will suffer.
Absolutely.
And it was never meant to suffer. Benjamin Franklin, when he walked out of the Constitutional Convention, he said that it's better that 1,000 innocent or guilty go free than for one innocent man be made to suffer. And yet we have a system that says it's okay that innocence suffers here because, hey, our system isn't perfect. Well, fuck your system now.